Caring for a crying baby can be frustrating. Stress, fatigue, and short tempers are no strangers to parents. That's why it's important to plan how to deal with a crying baby when things are calm.
When we first brought the baby home for the first time, I had no idea what to expect, actually.
But once you become a father, it's just like a whole different world that you actually step into.
When I'm dead asleep and I wake up to hear him cry, I get a little mad.
Adults get frustrated with crying babies, number one, because the sound of a crying baby is very annoying. If they can't get the baby to stop crying, they don't know what else to do. They're often also exhausted and just plain worn out.
Sean, Jason, and Lexi know that parenting is hard work and can be frustrating. Their plan includes having a support system and knowing their limitations. Most time there's a reason for the crying or screaming, but sometimes there is no reason.
Well, babies cry to communicate their need. Infants are just communicating that they're tired or hungry or uncomfortable.
Having a wet diaper is no fun. I should have known when you started fussing.
You kind of feel helpless because you don't know, is he crying out of anger? Is there something wrong? Am I neglecting something? So I've found that, if I go down a checklist, there's a reason why he's crying, so I just try to go back to the checklist.
It's good to have a list of the kinds of things that you might want to check when baby is crying.
Food is on its way.
When you've checked the baby's diaper, fed the baby, and made sure the baby's comfortable, try dimming the lights, lowering the noise level, and playing soft music. Sometimes taking the baby for a walk in a stroller or a short drive in a safe car seat can help calm a crying baby.
If you've tried everything you can think of to console your crying baby and nothing seems to work, put the baby down in the cribs and take a break. It's perfectly okay to let the baby cry for a few minutes, and you need to take a break. You can also take that time to call a friend.
When my baby cries, I feel terrible. I feel like I'm doing something wrong, or I don't know how to do something, or that I'm maybe not giving him what he needs.
Feeling stressed when a baby cries is a very normal reaction for anyone. When you don't know what to do to solve a problem, you always feel a level of stress, and it's very normal for a parent to feel stressed.
It's not just moms and dads, but anyone who looks after an infant. It's good to tell babysitters that they can call the parent or that they can call someone and have a phone number where help is readily available to them.
The normal crying for a baby is typically 2 to 3 hours per day. And a lot of people don't realize that babies can cry that much, and there are actually up to 30% of babies that will cry more than that.
When a parent responds to a crying baby, babies learn that their needs will be met. This builds trust and can even lessen the crying. Having a checklist, a support system before frustration sets in are important parts of the plan to keep your baby safe. Not having a plan and seconds of losing control can have devastating effects.
The number one trigger for shaking a baby is uncontrollable crying, not being able to get the baby to stop crying.
Shaking a baby is an act of violence, plain and simple. It's child abuse, and it's absolutely unnecessary.
Shaken baby syndrome is a form of child abuse where a child is shaken vigorously, violently.
The brain moves back and forth inside the skull, and the vessels that support the brain tear. That causes damage and permanent injury to the brain. The symptoms of shaken baby can vary. They include bleeding in the eyes, bleeding in the brain. The baby can become very sleepy. They may have trouble breathing. They may have a seizure. They may go into a coma, and the worst symptom is if the baby dies.
Taylor was born on February 6, 1999. Full term, 8 pounds, 7.5 ounces. But one evening, a few seconds of violent shaking changed her life forever.
Taylor's diagnosis is shaken baby syndrome. She lost 95% of her brain mass and function. Along with the brain damage, she has acquired cerebral palsy, which affects her entire body. You're totally blind in your right eye.
Taylor is now 8, and caring for her is a massive task. She takes over 25 different medications daily, is fed through a tube connected directly to her stomach, and needs special medical equipment to prevent daily seizures. Even so, Taylor often ends up in the hospital.
I tell everyone that it doesn't matter where you come from, what your status in life is, anyone is capable of doing this. Even being involved with Taylor for all these years, there's days when I'm so tired that I can feel myself losing my control, and I would think, okay, but I know I should stop.
Recognizing your limitations as a parent and knowing when to ask for help is a sign of strength. Anyone who cares for children should know their limitations.
It's important to ask the hard questions of people that you leave your baby with and ask how a crying baby affects them.
You're going to want to look at their records, their past experience, talk to their references, see what kind of environment you're placing your child in.
Taking care of young infants is hard work, and even the most skilled caretakers have times when they're tired or overwhelmed.
Create the plan when things are quiet, before the crying starts.
It's important to have support for caretakers, to have options and a plan for how you're going to take care of baby if the crying is puzzling or goes on and on.
There are also many support resources in Spokane. Places like Vanessa Behan offer anyone free of charge a safe haven.
We really encourage anybody who is with a child who they're stressed out with, give us a call. And that way we can walk them through what to do. Can we bring the stress level down? Can we work with another agency that can step in and help them out?
Vanessa Behan will care for them up to 72 hours.
Well, you know, being a father is actually a very, very hard job. But I think it's probably one of the most important jobs that I could ever have.
Babies rely on adults for their every need. Crying is normal, and the way babies let us know their needs. Feeling stress is also normal. How we deal with that stress is a choice.
The best thing that I can tell people is if they've got a baby and they're frustrated, just to put the baby down and walk away. Take a break. The baby will be fine in their crib.
Parenting is hard work. You're not alone. Call 1-800-4CHILD 24 hours a day to reach your support system.